Good evening, everyone. It's Norm, and Peg is with me tonight. It's June 29th, the second to the last day of June for 2025.
Hi, everyone.
And we kind of wanted to do a patriotic theme. I wasn't quite sure what to do, but I have this collection of tin toys I've been collecting over the years, and I thought, why don't I put them all together? I think they're kind of colorful. I really enjoy the detail of the images that are printed on them, and a lot of them have a spring inside, and you pull a lever on it and move it over, and then when you release it, the spring expands and it stops the action of whatever it is that you are playing with, like the Ferris wheel and these other ones here that spin around. But let me move in closer so you can see the detail of these. They're rather small, but they're fun to look at.
Norm has a lot of these tin toys down in the basement that he's going to be sharing in a video of his basement toys, but we decided together to try to limit what's in here because they're very detailed to look at. We decided to try to limit to things that look like it would be a fun carnival.
Exactly, yep. And these ones here, they have the rockets, like Ride a Rocket. When you flip that lever down there in the bottom and move it over, it causes the spring to wind up. And then when you release it, they'll start spinning, and these rockets actually spin quite a ways out.
They fly.
They really do fly, yeah. And this is one that I found recently downtown in Stillwater. And it's a Ferris wheel.
So cute.
And yeah, it really is.
Really tiny.
It's got a spring on it, and when you wind it up and crank it up, it spins around. There's a man and boy and a girl in each cart. And they're pretty cool. This elephant here is pretty elaborate. When you wind him up, you can see there's a crank down on the bottom behind the seat down there. When you crank that up,
A key.
a key. Those three little tabs up there start spinning wildly.
Paddles, like
yeah,
paddle.
and there's a
wheel
wire on this little tower here, and it spins around and it rolls the balls up to the top to the chute.
I'd like to see that work.
Yeah, we did do some of these with
Other videos.
other videos where they showed them what they're doing. But
Like Easter.
yeah, the ball rolls out, lands in the tray that the elephant's holding, and of course it's got a open bottom on it.
Oh.
So the ball rolls down to where the yellow one is, and as it's running, that ball rolls into the spring, and the spring is spinning around and draws them up, and it just continues to play until the spring runs out. I've got Flash Gordon rocket fighter in the back, and all of these are very, very elaborate, and they do a lot of crazy things. Peggy, why don't you do the magic button here, and let's get this carousel running here. Yeah, it's a merry-go-round. I just purchased, that's the last one I've done as far as purchases go. Got it from the antique shop in Rogers, Minnesota.
And you did prop it up on
Yeah, I bought this.
turntables?
Well, I bought two turntables for Peggy because she was doing some delicate filming in the living room on a card table showing some different things.
At Valentine's video.
And I thought maybe I'd try that. So what I did is I put it on the turntable here, and I've got a clicker inside plugged in that receives a signal, and then Peggy just presses the button, and it's called a BN link, and I'll show you a little bit more about those. It comes with the clicker controller like this, and it's got 3 buttons, 1, 2, and 3, and then it's got receptacles that are plugged into a wall outlet, and they're also 1, 2, and 3.
What do the horses do? Anything?
No, they really don't do anything. There is a spring on us. Here's a key coming around right there. If you look at the key on it, you wind that up, and
the upper base where the horse
Yes.
goes around, but not that. Not the Merrick Playland
The merry-go-round goes on by itself and the base stays.
Merry-go-round riding base, that does not go around, I assume.
Correct. No, it doesn't. It stands there.
Okay. That's
And
good.
I'm amazed at how few turns you do on that key and how long that thing runs on the spring inside.
That's really neat.
But look at the detail. These tin toys, I just love the detail on them.
Hey, you grew up with them.
Yeah, I did. You've seen some of these before, like
Lone
Ranger in the
Ranger.
back there. And they've got a Roy Rogers one like that too, and a Gene Autry one too, but I haven't bought.
So we do
purchased
have
them yet.
videos that Norm made of some of these working, and we're going to include them in the video.
Right, exactly, yeah.
So you can see what some of these do. Some of them fly around so fast they practically take off.
I just thought it'd be kind of fun to have a little animation in this window for a change, you know?
And
So,
you've shared the boat one.
yeah, the boat one it's a kind of a noisy one. It's got
Yeah, very noisy.
4 boats in it, and when you crank it up, it swings them quite fast, and it's quite kind of noisy, but
I wouldn't want
it's
yeah,
a
that
thrilling
one.
ride if you're in there actually riding it.
You gotta be strapped
And
in.
this car here I bought up in Duluth, and we
So
went up to
cute.
Duluth.
I think that looks really neat
month ago.
mixed in. You need another car.
Yeah. But then all these ones that twirl around, they're really fun to watch, and they spin around so fast that the little rockets that the kids are sitting in, they literally fly out all the way around, spread out, and yeah, it'd be a thrilling ride if that was it, for sure. This elephant here has got a ball that spins around if you crank him up, and I've got this one over here is also an elephant, but he's got a different head. Those 3 little tabs there, they flap up. And in the back I've got a couple airplanes on a globe, and that spins around. And got a American flag up here. This backdrop we found when Peggy and I went up to Lindstrom, Minnesota.
They had a sale going on, 20% off in the whole store.
Right.
I don't think I've put out that video yet.
I don't think you have.
No.
And this flag was actually,
Yeah, it's meant to be hung by the star, the
Yeah.
right side, hung
and
straight down like more like a banner.
yeah, and it's quite long. These red
So
and
it all
white strips, they
Stretches out then.
stretch out. The thing's about 5 feet long when
It's too long for Norm's window.
yeah, but it
But
worked okay when I
he-
flipped around sideways.
He managed.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot of putzing to get that thing gathered up a little bit to work. And
It
we
is.
bought this material on the bottom for a previous 4th of July video, so that worked out okay to use that. So you
Yeah,
didn't have to
and,
buy any more new material.
This one here, Rider Rocket, these little
They're so cute.
propellers spin around when it spins. So that makes it a
You
little
got
more
a big
exciting.
Flash Gordon rocket back there.
Yeah, that's the bigger one that I got that's mint condition, so it's nice. This guy on the horse is
That's
doing
fairly
a
new.
balancing act.
That's fairly new for you.
It is, the horse?
Yeah.
Yeah, we bought that down in, actually we bought it up in Anoka.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it stands up, the horse does. So,
And the little soldier
he
with
drums.
the drums is from Gareth.
I believe it is, yeah.
I did see that in another video. I just happened to see that.
Right.
You said that, so.
Yeah, Peggy has a friend in England that has been...
London.
London,
From
yeah,
London.
cool.
Thank
And
you,
he...
Gareth. Yeah, he gave us Norm a lot more toys. Several animals. that are
And you
cute.
wind them up and they'll run around in circles.
And they'll be in another video when Norm does his basement.
Yep. But yeah, when I seen this
That's it.
merry-go-round up at the antique shop in
You
Rogers,
couldn't resist.
I told Barb, is that in pretty good shape? And she said, it's really great shape, Norm. You'd really like it. So I went up there and I decided I'd get it. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, so let him see the whole window.
Yeah,
Norm.
so it's a lot of detail here. When you step back, you lose a lot of the detail,
The
obviously.
neighbors aren't going to be able to see when they drive by. They're not going to see, of course, what all these little toys are, but they're going to see the big American flag lit up in there. So that's nice.
Right.
And the star, they'll see that.
Yep. So
We have an American flag up in the front of the house here.
Yes, we do. I can't believe it's a day away from July.
Do you hear all the frogs croaking from the backyard?
They're really loud.
Oh,
you can hear them in the bedrooms at night.
They've gotten way louder in this past week, and it's now gone from little tree frogs that are fairly quiet answering each other to now there's bigger frogs and they're louder. So there's like 3 kinds of croaking going on out there. I hope the neighbors don't get upset.
We might get some emails.
You never know.
Or anonymous letters in our mailbox.
Some people like listening to stuff like that. It's like, oh, and there's a bird.
I wish I would have made this window bigger.
Yeah. Well, then you'd be trying to fill it up with more
Oh,
toys
yeah. I
stuff.
was kidding
That's
some neighbors.
Good enough.
I was telling some neighbors that I think I'm going to dismantle it and make it about 6 feet wide and go all out, but
I think I would like to add a video I just did this afternoon of along the driveway how wonderful all of the plants and grasses have grown this year.
There's
because we've had so much rain. It's just wonderful. So I'll let you see how nice everything looks coming up our driveway with the garden out here that normally suffers badly from the hot tar and the rocks, and last year it was drought, but this year it's been rain every few days.
Let's push the magic button on the merry-go-round here. That works pretty good. I'm surprised that works through the window. Now we're going to have some additional clips we're going to add in here. Oh, goodness, my timer just went out.
Oh, great.
Well, folks, that
Time
ends.
to go to bed.
That's one way to end the show for the night.
Oh, that's funny.
That is funny. It's
Hint, hint.
that was the first time that's ever happened, but
Yeah, that's funny. What time is it?
it's only, well, it's getting close to 10 o'clock. Okay, happy 4th of July to everybody from Peggy and Norm.
Yep, and stay tuned for some more.
Yep, and we're going to have these action clips that show you what a lot of these things do. So.
Yep. I wanted to share how nice everything has grown along the hot driveway this year. Last year we had drought. Everything suffered so badly we couldn't keep up with watering. And the storm we had last night for hours, heavy winds and heavy rain, has broken, unfortunately, a lot of these very delicate seed heads on these overdam. It's a variegated Carl Forster type grass. They were quite small last year. They're only a couple years old, but I've really had a hard time fighting weeds too. But it's sad to see a lot of these have broken because we didn't tie them up. It's a lot of work and hassle to tie things up. This is a sort of sunflower that I think was called Lorraine Sunshine, and it seeded itself way out front there, so that whole huge shrub needs to be moved away because there's one in back that's smaller. This should be centered. The sedum type ground cover is all blooming right now, and it will just disappear eventually. But I'm quite amazed how everything is done. These lily batches here just don't survive with the rabbits. I hardly end up seeing anything bloom. So I don't know how the rabbits did not chew these down this year, because again here we didn't stake them up. There is a plant back there. Well, it's actually maybe this low section right there that would grow just fine without this great big huge one in front of it. Yes, it looks nice, and we won't move it now. We'll have to move it in the fall. And this is heuchera that always suffers out here in the sun. it is actually meant to be able to be in the sun, but it's just really hot in the rocks and being next to the tar driveway. So no matter how much we water and feed that hasn't done anything for years. Just look at these lilies. I'm so surprised we got all of them this year to bloom. That's crazy. I'm very, very happy, but we've had rain after rain after rain. And we just moved this little teeny evergreen type thing that we don't even know what it is from the backyard that came up from seed, probably brought in from the ducks. There's one every once in a while we see, but it's very, very prickly, sharp to touch, and it had 2 tops on it, so we had to cut one of them off, but that's growing like crazy. And my phlox are about to bloom, so I'm happy about that. I can't believe the snowball bush hasn't suffered this year because of all the wonderful rain we've been getting. I'm sorry about the gutter there, but it just poured last night. And if we don't have that gutter push some of that water way out, our sump pump has been running constantly since last night. We're afraid of it breaking. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'm sorry about the fakey sunflowers there. Birds built in there, and so we didn't disturb them with the silly flowers that are supposed to be for August. And I love the flag up. That looks really nice. But it's going to rain again shortly here. Another day of very humid and spotty showers. So you have a great day. Thanks for letting me show you. I'm really happy about the snowball bush, and I love our little sign there. Have a great day. Thank you, friends.